Time for another Gismondi on Wine with, of course, Anthony Gismondi, and we're here on Granville Island this time, Anthony, to talk about aromatic whites.
Yeah, not sort of a new category, at least the way that we think about wine, Sophie. Aromatic wines are big in the nose, generally quite fruity, fun to drink. So they're kind of like white rosés in some ways. And they become very popular, particularly in cool climate regions. So in British Columbia, where we are relatively cool climate, or we own it, we have a lot of varieties that could be determined to be aromatic.
And Stephanie Leinemann with Peller Estates, the winemaker there, has brought together 4 aromatic whites to show us.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask one question of Stephanie, like what do you do with an aromatic variety? What is your focus? How do you make it aromatic?
The most important thing when you're making aromatic whites, as we find, is the very minimal seed and skin contact. So we actually whole cluster press all of our whites, so it takes the juice off of the skins and the seeds.
Gentle process.
Immediately. Gentle processing, yeah. If you've ever bit into a seed, you'd know it's really bitter. Right. So by whole cluster pressing, it gets the juice off right away, and then it's cool fermentation, stainless steel, and it just really helps lock in all those aromas and flavors.
So I wouldn't say, looking at the different selections you have here, I wouldn't necessarily think that one would have much to do with the other. I mean, they're all very different tastes.
Yeah, they all, and that's what makes all the grape varieties very different too, is they all have their own personalities, and things can be enhanced and influenced by different yeasts that you select as well. So through process of elimination and experience, we've selected different yeasts that we find are best.
We have 2 Pinots that are aromatic, so tell us about the first one. Pinot Blanc, right?
Yeah, 2008 Pinot Blanc. We're really quite excited about this one. Really nice, ripe, tropical flavors, nice crisp acidity, excellent just to drink on its own, great food wine pairing. And there
it is.
Yeah.
So
we just
basically in the stainless steel tank, doesn't stay that long, and then you get it in bottle. How do you?
That's, again, it's a great thing. We like to try to bottle our aromatic whites as soon as possible. The earlier you can get it in the bottle, the better it is than trying to keep it in tank.
Okay, and then you have the Pinot Gris.
Pinot Gris.
Which is what we have here.
Which is a signature variety for us, I think.
Yeah, it's Pinot Gris is the sort of up-and-coming white variety, I think, for BC. It's the one that it's one of those that you can do it in a variety of styles.
A little bit of earthiness, a little bit of honey, a little bit of bright fruit as well. All of that sort of combination, I think, makes it a somewhat unique BC wine, I guess.
Yeah,
you can use that word.
Yeah, ripens really well even in hot climates. The grapes for this actually come from more in the southern area, and all of our really quite ripe sort of melon, pear, and even like a fig-like character.
You have to tuck this information away, Sophie, because it doesn't say aromatic on the label, right? So Pinot Blanc, Pinot Gris. Then we move to
Sauvignon Blanc.
Yeah. And we moved to a Sauvignon Blanc, which has a screw cap. Way to go, Stephanie. We love that.
And you were saying that, Anthony, that the screw cap is best for an aromatic kind of wine.
Yeah, well, I think so. What I love is that when Stephanie does her job and controls all the fruit and gets it into the bottle, the last thing I want is for a cork to knock off 10% or 8% of those incredible aromatic aromas. So with the screw cap, we basically are drinking what she made. So the pressure's on in some ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
The great thing, like Tony mentioned, the great thing with screw cap is what you bottle is what you get, which is fantastic. But it also is less forgiving if there is something that will age away. It takes a lot longer in a screw cap to age away. But we're moving all of our 2008 aromatics to screw cap. Yeah.
Okay.
The king of aromatics, I think, Sophie, is Riesling.
And I'm a fan.
Yeah.
Of the Riesling.
This is. Are you having fun making Riesling in BC now?
I love making Riesling. I've finally, working with the Peller brand, it has a Riesling where the other brands I used to work with didn't have any, and I love drinking Riesling, especially the dry crisp one, so I'm having a lot of fun with it.
New one with screw cap, and what can we eat with Riesling? Because
well, that's what I was just going to ask. What would these different wines go well with?
You know, being whites, you know, there's that general rule, like a lot of seafood, white fish, that kind of thing, but even the intensity of the Riesling would be great, like with smoked salmon. You can have, you know, like crab salad sandwiches, a variety of cheeses. The nice thing with aromatic whites, they usually usually have a higher acidity, so it helps sort of cut the fat in those rich creamy
Indian,
cheeses.
Thai, Chinese, all those work really well. And I think the key for me is the spicier the dish, no matter what you're cooking, then you can have a bit more sweetness or residual sugar in the wine. That's a nice match. And then the drier, drier the dish, the drier the wine, sort of thing.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
that sweetness just helps sort of calm some of the heat often in spicy foods.
Exactly. Okay, well now I'm hungry and thirsty.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's get the food out and get going. Thanks. Love aromatics.
Stephanie, thank you so much.
Thanks, Sophie.
Great way to start the summer.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
GizmondiOnWine.com is Anthony's website, and you can also read his Eat Drink columns on Saturdays in the Vancouver Sun newspaper.
I always get jealous when I see you